Hey, this is Daniel. I'm here in my studio in New York City with Gavin Hoey.
Hello.
And Mark Wallace.
Hello.
These guys came to visit for Adorama Inspire, a great event that went on in New York City here in June or May. We're not really sure. June, we'll say. So we decided to do a shoot together. We're all going to make some quick portraits of Sharina, showing some little different techniques. I get to go first, so if you guys can go in the lounge and have drinks and stuff while I take care of business. So here I am. I've got Sharina, right? And we want to do like a nice kind of clean, open, bright shot. She's got this beautiful purple shirt. We have a nice, simple gray background. Now, I'm going to do it with one light because I feel like a lot of times people are starting out, they just have one light. So one way to kind of maximize your light source and get the most out of it is to kind of let it be big and open and spread everywhere, right? And kind of cover the whole scene. So the way I'm going to do that is instead of using like a softbox or something, I'm going to just use a foam board here. This is about a 3 foot by 4 foot foam board that I picked up. And what we're doing is we're just bouncing the light, the Profoto light off the board, giving a nice wash of light across her face. And because of the distance, you know, the foam board to her and to the background, we're gonna get some light on the background as well. It's gonna be the only light we need for the whole shot. We might bring a reflector in on the shadow side if we need it, but otherwise we're basically down to one light. I've got my Hasselblad X1D here with the Profoto remote on top. I'm just going to quickly do a meter reading here to make sure my light's set correctly. I've stole Gavin's meter and his ID card so he can get across the border. All right, so here we go. All right, so I'm reading at 5.6. All right, so I'm metering at a little bit over 5.6. I know that at 5.6, at 250th of a second at 100 ISO, that none of this light from the window is going to affect my shot. And the reason why I'm not letting the light from the window really affect my shot is because I don't like the direction it's coming from, right? So using flash is going to give me control to put the light where I want it. So first thing we're going to do is a test shot. I'm tethered into focus here, so we'll be able to look at it right away. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to quickly look. You know, you don't want to spend a lot of time doing this, but I can get a good idea of what my exposure is and everything else. That looks pretty decent. It looks a little bit dark to me, so I'm going to give myself a couple more tenths of light on the controller. There she is. Perfect. Nice and clean. And you can probably see in the video camera, you know, there's a whole, this light coming and hitting the back of her face. None of the light's obviously here because only my strobe is affecting the shot. So we'll work towards the light slightly with the face. You're gonna be happy. This is a bright open shot, so we want to do that with, you know, the mood of the shot. It should suit the lighting. There she is. We'll shoot a few to make sure we got it. This is where all like the background music plays and stuff. Like, it's very exciting. And there we go. Nice and simple, really clean shot. Mark's gonna do something a little bit more funky, I think. So let's have Sharina change and Mark will jump in and we'll move on to the next shot.
Daniel's shot was very nice and soft. It was very nice, high key. What we want to do, though, is change the contrast of this and make it a little bit more sculpted. So what I've done is I've just taken this light, added a 2-foot octabox, elevated that, and so this is going to come at an angle to give us a little bit more shape on Sharina's face. But we don't want her chin to fall into a complete shadow down there, so I'm going to have you hold this reflector, and that's going to give us really nice soft light. But because of the light fall off behind her, that background is going to fall into darkness. So the first thing I want to do is meter this. So I'm going to zip over here, meter this right underneath her chin, and that meters right at f8. So I sort of got lucky with that. I'll put this down and then we'll start shooting. So I'm going to have you look straight at me, Sharina, and then we'll just get a nice tight shot. This is beautiful. Give me a little smile there. Excellent. Just like that. Big head. Yeah, there you go. Awesome. Oh, these are lovely. It doesn't take much to really transform your shot from a high key shot to a more contrasty low key shot, but I think Gavin Hoey can take this and take it one step further. And so we're gonna go for this really nice contrasty shot to something that's even more creative. So next up is Mr. Gavin Hoey.
So Daniel and Mark did some fantastic setups there. I'm going to take Mark's setup and modify it ever so slightly by adding a little bit of styling. And the styling is going to come from this little piece of fabric here. So this piece of very floaty fabric is called organza. Not just any sort of organza. If you want to do this, you're looking for a specific type. It's two-tone, anything that is something and black. because we're going to get some color, in this case sort of silver, and black, and where we have the black, we'll see through the fabric, and where we have the silver, we'll get the color reflected. Now for this to work, we're going to get Sharina to put the fabric over her head, and then she's going to do a little bit of modeling. Well, she's going to move around underneath the fabric. I'm going to use Mark's lighting setup with a slight modification. I've raised the light ever so slightly higher, about 6 inches higher, and because I've moved the light, I need to re-meter the light. So let's just get our flash meter and take a meter reading. I'm going to pop this underneath your chin. And I've lost, a little bit of light, not too much. Let's just pop the power up. Okay, and try that again. And I'm back to f8. So I'm going to shoot at f8, 250th of a second. I'm on ISO 200 because I'm using an Olympus camera. Okay, Sharina, you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, let's pop that over your head. Okay, and let's see how this goes. Ready? I'll do a test shot first. Oh, we're off already. Okay, that's cool. And Sharina literally just gets to move around. Now, there's no magic to this. There's no science behind this. This is shoot away. This is tell your model that they are doing amazing. And Sharina, you are doing absolutely incredible. I am not. No, that absolutely. You'll know if it's not working, I will be silent. Because if I'm not talking, then I'm thinking, oh goodness, this isn't working. But if I'm talking, that means it's going great. So you're doing absolutely brilliant. Fantastic. So with these sorts of shots, when you're adding a styling that's a little bit random, a little bit dangerous, because you're not going to be guaranteed a perfect shot every single time, here's what you're going to do. You're going to take some wide shots, because wide can look really good. But don't forget to go in close, either cropping in, or even better, move your feet. Go in closer, and you'll get a whole look and feel that's completely different. Okay, let's just take some shots. Okay, that was epic. I'm going to come in for some closer shots. That's great. That's good. Just having a little bit of focusing, but we've got it. We've nailed this. Okay, so we're going to do a little bit. So I want you to throw it up in the air. Let's have a little bit of it floating down. Okay. Are you ready? Excellent. That's fantastic. Okay. That's good. And we'll do one last one. Give it a really good throw up in the air and let it just float down all around you the best we can. It's kind of warm in here, isn't it? Okay, that's fantastic. Perfect, good stuff. So this works really well, but if you've got a couple of friends who can help you out, well, they can make a big difference to the shot. So wouldn't it be fortunate if I had 2 great photographers here to help? Whoa, look at that, how fortunate is that? So these guys are gonna get either end of the fabric. Sharina's gonna be underneath. This means that she can actually do a little bit more with her hands without having to support the fabric. And what these guys are gonna do, you're gonna give it a good shake either side, okay? That's it, you're just gonna do that. A little bit lower down, a little bit lower down. Down with your arms, there you go, that's fantastic. And the more movement you guys can do, the better. And Sharina can move underneath. Okay, that's great. Fantastic, keep going. And again, I'm gonna do close-up shots and I'm gonna do wide shots. It's doing wonderful things to Sharina's hair. And wonderful isn't always wonderful. Boom. But through the fabric, you actually barely see it. It just disappears in, which all adds to the look and the feel. Okay, awesome, good stuff.
Okay, great. Thanks, guys, for coming by and playing and having some fun. I think it's always great to work with other photographers. If you guys are out there and you have friends that are interested in photography or whatever, get together, shoot the same model, you know, share ideas. It wasn't like we each were in our own little circle, although it may have looked that way. We were talking before what we were going to do and bouncing ideas off each other, and I think that's really great. And I think that's what Adorama TV is kind of about, you know, this whole community of photographers learning and talking from each other. So be sure to subscribe to Adorama TV for more videos. Be sure to follow Sharina on social. We'll put the links in the bottom. Follow all of us, and I'll see you next time on set.